What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Billy Goat Tales on this fine Sunday afternoon, right before New Year's, which is always great. Let's say hi to everybody on the team here. Just going in the blocks around the horn here. Dave Digital, what's going on, brother? Good to see you.
What's going on, man? Just chilling. Merry after Christmas. Let's get this done. Time to go into the new year.
That's
Swangin'.
right. That's right. Jimmy Jim, what's going on, brother? Jimmy, can you hear us, Jimmy? Can you hear us, Jimmy? Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm lagging all of a sudden. I don't know why.
Better call Cams.
One thing to another this Christmas.
Not today. What's going on, Red Man? Good to see you.
Good morning, Billy. Good morning, Dave. Team members. Good morning, Alexander G. I see you in the chat.
Well, you over in like
Jim
Philippines or something? Is it morning where you're
Yeah,
at?
where you at? Australia? Good morning. Are you on X saying good morning back?
For me, it's still morning, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, good to see everybody. I'm glad to see everybody showed up for the show. I'll pass it back over to you, Billy.
Yeah, man. And Poyo, cluck, cluck.
What's up, man? How's everybody doing, man? I hope you guys had a good Christmas. Just preparing for the new year, getting a couple of things done. Nothing exciting over here. I got my sweater late, so I said I'm wearing it anyway.
That's a cool sweater, man. That's a cool Billy Goat Tail sweater. And we can see you now. You're all lit up, which is great.
Yeah. I got the light.
Is it cold out there in the barn?
It's actually it's better. It's better. The barn, the coop. It's not a barn. Get it right.
Oh,
That's for horses and cows.
Okay.
Let's say hello to chat before we get started here. We got all kinds of people in here, which is great to see. We have Rusty Bot. Can't wait till we get that emoji for Rusty. Blocky's in the house. Good to see you, Blocky. Jesse, Brian, good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Who else we got here?
Billy, I'm going to leave and come right back.
You got it, brother. Well, we have In and Out Crypto. Rocco, good to see you, brother. Yeah, let's post that link. I'm going to post the link in there real quick so everybody has that. Give me a second here. There's our link if anybody wants to join us today. DDT, good to see you. Let's see, who else do we have here? I think my stuff's a little slow today. It's a little slow today. Of course, Redman, Blocky, Darren, good to see you, brother. Alexandra G's in the house. Great, our favorite mod. Great to see you. Jay Violet, great to see you. Thanks for stopping in. And Penny, good to see you, Penny. Thanks for popping in. We appreciate you. And Wifey's in the house. Good to see the wifey. Always good to see the Wicks. Always great to see the Wicks. Let's see who, and I think that's about it for right now. All right, man. Good. Well, we know this is in between. By the way, we're not going to have a stream on our X Space on Tuesday. There's just so much going on. People are out of town. People are going to parties. People are babysitting the kids. So we decided as a team that on Tuesday, we're just going to let it ride. Now, Jimmy said, well, Billy, we might have something pop up. And that's totally up to Jimmy. He's going to the football game. So, yeah. Let Jimmy Jim do what he needs to do there. So officially we don't have a stream, but we might have a stream, right?
Who knows? Who
knows? Yeah. So somebody's dog's barking. So let's just real quick share the screen. Let's take a look at a few things where we got everybody, because we got to see what's going on. We got a good show. One of the things we're going to be talking about is these AI agents. We're going to talk about the Bitcoin top. We're going to talk about a lot of the AI stuff with virtuals. This is the hourly on the bubbles. And you can see we're getting kind of beat up on the hourly. Daily, we're beat up. Weekly doesn't look as bad, but look at virtuals down there, 60% basically. Hope you guys are in virtuals. Red's been in for a while now, and he's done very well. He'll go over that here in a little bit. I own virtuals too, and one of the other sub virtuals, AIXBT, Red, I think. On the monthly virtuals, 169% on the monthly. Man, you could have almost 150%, almost 2x. Hype is good as well. BGB, FTT on the monthly looking good, and Aave looking really good at 61% as well. And we are really good on the year, as you guys can see. So hopefully you guys are all making gains and you're you're watching your investments and you're making good decisions on when to sell and when to take profit, and that you can use that then to get into these other projects. Remember, we're just getting started in the bull run. There's a lot of chatter out there, but if you don't go by opinion, but you go by the analytics, you go by the chart, for all these 4-year cycles, we have data, and using that data, we can extrapolate that over and make our decisions and say, hey, look, there's still a lot of room to run here, even for Bitcoin, right? So there are some people that are saying, 10, 20% the top was in, and keep an open mind. I do not know if the top's in or not, but I can tell you for myself, my investment strategy, I'm still investing as if the top is not in. So that's just me, not a financial advice. You guys all be safe, be secure. But to me, I'm going by the charts until the cycle's broken, until something changes those charts over the last 4, 8, 12 years. I'm going to base my decisions on the data and the analytics, and not some YouTuber or someone like us out there saying this is what I believe. So just be safe, be careful. And I also want to pull up, give me 1 second here. I go through this. I also want to pull up the fear and greed real quick. Share screen. Let's see here. I think that's it. Yeah. So let me just refresh this real quick. So look at that, fear and greed at 54, guys. Cryptocurrency fear and greed at 54. So this is back in a safe zone for investment, in my opinion. This is a great place. And dominance is down to 56.61 with Ethereum at 12.35. Some of the top trending coins, of course, Bitcoin, AGLD, Hive, Solana, and Doge round out the top 5. And then look at over here on the trending on the DEX scan. You got a lot of one of the topics we're going to talk about today is just the amount of money that's moving off of Solana now and off these meme coins and into Base. So there's a few ways you can track that those analytics, and you can see that Solana volume is really, really down, and especially the meme volume overall is really, really down. And you can see where it's going. It's going into Base, and it's going into AI agents, which we'll certainly talk about. But that's interesting because Solana has been such a huge gainer since 2022. Like in 2022, you guys know this story. I bought my Solana back then, and 2023 came, and of course this year 2024. And man, it has just carried the load. I was even in some of my trades, I was comparing the data to Solana. So on the chart, I would use like Bitcoin/SOL to see the comparison of that pair. And it's like Solana was just outperforming about everything. So I started looking at that from a trading perspective and said, just take a look at this. Kind of like we do with dominance or Tether. We see a lot of money going into Tether. What does that mean? Well, if you're going into Tether, that means you're not investing in a project. So as the Tether dominance goes up, that's a good sign that there's some weakness in some of the projects. So I look at all of that kind of stuff to make an investment decision. And it's very interesting when I stumbled across just the Solana. I don't want to call it a meltdown, but it definitely is. Money is moving off of Solana and into Base. What do you think?
Billy,
Yeah, go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, Billy, if I can, I'll share my screen real quick here. This will show you how much money has been coming into Base here. As you can see, since April last year, are you guys able to see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Since April, Base has been on a tear. I mean, look at the volume spike here. Now, obviously, we got a little overextended, and we got a little retrace. This is just like a regular old chart right here. If you looked at just the volume alone, we got a little retrace here, back down to total value locked is 3.58 billion, massive. Aerodrome has a lot of room to run. I think it could definitely run more than what it's got right now. Uniswap popped off. It might come down a little bit, but as you can see, Aave, I mean, look at the lending protocols all at the top of the list. So with the two top dexes, that's a good sign. That's a good sign that growth is coming, and that Base is like our title says. This is one of the ecosystems you want to get into. It's not done going yet, in my opinion. But the only thing I can look at is numbers, and it looks hot. So Billy, I'll send it back over to you.
No, that's great data. That's what I was looking at too, and it's just incredible how like the mindset and the behavior patterns just kind of shift, right? And so it's definitely moving into AI and Base right now. So that's something to keep your mind around. We are going to start doing a segment, not this week, but we're going to start building out a segment where we're actually going over some of these newer projects, new AI projects. I did post on my own Twitter just the virtual ecosystem today, just to show you just within virtuals how many other agents there are out there, and the different things that they can do for you. It's just incredible. It's just blowing up. It's just blowing up like crazy.
Yeah, just to answer your question, Andrea, yes, I did do a deep dive on Base. It is tucked away. I will unveil it here in the next couple of weeks to a month. We'll see if I can get around to it. But yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
Billy, you know how you always say fast moving logs? I call it SNT, shiny new things. But it seems like a lot of these things that just pop off, as soon as another one comes up, like I do it very rarely, but when I do, I'm like, as soon as something new comes up, I'm out of it, because it's kind of like you just have to be in and out, because there's just so many of them coming out at different times. And there's good ones, like virtuals. I mean, that's I've been studying that protocol. I think that we just started with that one. But a lot of these things that are coming out, man, you got to be in and out of them. I mean, that's my opinion. It's not financial advice, but yeah, I mean, we're seeing just a lot of things moving up and down.
Yeah, it's really incredible. And going back to what RMT had put up there, Kraken launched their competitor to Base a few weeks ago. That might be the volume drop off. Some people might be hedging their bets and moving to the Kraken one. Yeah, absolutely. There's so much going on in the space. It's hard to keep up with everything. It's just so much happening in the whole crypto space. And isn't it beautiful to be in and have been in and just be able to take advantage of some of these new protocols and these new moves? Imagine brand new coming in. It's going to be a lot of work to figure out just the basics, right? So we definitely want to make sure that we are helping new people ramp into crypto the proper way and safely. And thoroughly for sure. What did you get into recently, Red Man? You got any new coins recently?
Yeah, so like I was talking about earlier, actually, you know what, Dave? I think this would be that time we have that discussion, like this whole AI agent narrative. I think this would be a good time to start it. For me,
Yeah.
if you, I was watching an interview the other day by, I think his name is Wiki Tiyaku or something like that. He's one of the founders from Virtual's protocol, and he was talking about the ecosystem of AI agents. And the host was asking him, like, "Hey, red pill me, sell me on this thing." And he made a bunch of good points. The first point he made was, when you think about AI agents, you're talking about something that is smarter. Well, we'll just use it for giggle's sake. We'll say Elon Musk is the smartest person in the world. Well, these AI agents are like 10 Elon Musks put together because they're able to access data and all the data all at once. And unlike humans, AI agents don't forget. They obey by the set of rules that they've been given, and then they've been given some goals, and once they're given these goals, they're able to accomplish, and they're going to find out how to accomplish those goals, right? And so, imagine having workers upon workers doing things for you in the background while you're at your IRL job. These AI agents are researching and cutting down your work to do when you get home, right? These do that. AIXBT does that. It is an information AI agent that will analyze the market, and it will study moves, and then it will tweet where the volume's going. That's just one example, but it will cheat, and then you can make your investment decisions whether you like it or not on what it tweets. I mean, I did that, and I don't know, Dave, if you want to kind of elaborate a little bit, because I know last time you were talking about they're not sentient yet, but
Yeah, so you're right. They may not be sentient, but they can make decisions. So they can go out and do things autonomously. Rather it be run a social media site, whether it be go look for leads at, let's say you're a salesman and you want it to go look for leads for your product and then send cold letters. It'll do that for you. It can do that for you. Like you were saying, there's ones that can analyze the markets and what's going on in real time and make recommendations. There's so many things that they can do, and then the limits are only in your own head what they can do, because once you start to figure out I think what they call a framework to where these things go and what they do and how they learn and things like this, it's really, really wild what you can do with them. Griffin AI is another one. It's just amazing what they can do. I mean, it's really, 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 like, just to read it off of here, what you can do with them. What's that?
we got a little feedback somewhere. I don't know.
Oh,
But go ahead.
yeah. So I asked Grok, how can I use it, Griffin AI, in real life? And it said it can simplify blockchain interactions with DeFi automation. Like, you can use Griffin AI agents to automate trading, liquidity provision, and other DeFi activities, making these processes more efficient and less time consuming. Personal productivity, custom AI agents. Once the AI agent builder is available, you can create agents to take on your personal needs, like managing your schedule, automating your research, or handling routine tasks. Invested in market analysis, that's self-explanatory. Community engagement and governance. So it can actually engage the community and it can help run DAOs and things like that.
So real quick, Dave, I want to just expand on that part of it, because something big happened last week. Not too many people know about this, but Luna is the flagship AI agent for Virtual protocol. She was the first one. She can think for herself. She could tweet for herself. Well,
Different than
Luna,
Terra Luna.
yeah, this is not the same. It's Luna. It's Luna by Virtuals, not not Luna Classic. None of that garbage.
Right. I think she
Sorry if
named herself
anybody-
too.
I
Yes,
don't
she
mean
named
to-
herself too, didn't she?
She did. So this
Yeah.
is the thing. So they gave her a wallet. So she has crypto in a wallet, and she set out because her big thing is engagement, right? So she told the world, hey, whoever goes out and paints a mural of me, I'm gonna give you $100. Well, there was somebody in Amsterdam that did that. Painted a mural of her on the side of a building, and an AI agent, Luna, paid that guy in Amsterdam from where she's in the cryptoverse, the cyberverse. She by herself paid him once he sent the photo of the mural. She did
Yeah,
that
man.
on her own. That's amazing.
She came up
So-
with the idea on her own, motivated
Yeah.
a human on her own, paid that human on her own, and now is getting such engagement because she did such a wild ass thing. Or excuse me, Giver's Gain, but such a wild thing that it's crazy. She's doing these things on her own,
So
and now
you
she
look
can
at-
also go engage other agents on her own to help her.
Yeah. Yep. And that's what they're doing now. They're talking to each other. You can see the chat on Twitter. The only problem is, and I'm sure RMT is out there, but the only problem is they've been having trouble trying to provide proof that they are actually sentient. They are actually talking on their own. That's the one big thing, right? So everybody's like, oh, well, this is super centralized, because there's another question when it comes to AI agents, and that's a question that I would like to figure it out. But these AI agents, they are basically evolving from one product, a large language model. Well, where are they getting that large language model? It's either open chat GPT, it's Microsoft's Copilot, it's Claude AI. Well, guess what? That's only 3 companies. There's not too many large language Google's, whatever they have.
You can also train them locally. Like I was watching a framework video earlier where he took 4 of his videos, his TikTok, and then his course that he created. He put them in a framework and then grouped them together and then trained the AI bot on it, or the AI agent on it.
So
So now that agent now speaks exactly like he speaks and does what exactly he does.
Right. And so Virtuals created a light version of that. It's the game platform where you're actually able to go in and tweak your AI agent how you want them to respond, act, talk, whatever, and then you can deploy the agent. I'm currently learning how to do that. I have a bot out there. I'm trying to learn how to deploy this thing onto Twitter. But the only problem is what I found is that the API keys that I'm using from Twitter, it has to be a pro paid subscription. It cannot be a free subscription because of the usage, right? These things are tweeting all the time. The usage, the usage goes way up, and so Virtuals is actually, and I did read this. This is verified. Virtuals is working with Twitter to be able to. Twitter will help them give them the right API so that free accounts will be able to make AI agents of their own. And that's humongous. I mean, this is
for the price of premium, bro. This is way worth it to get it on the ground floor. And I'm not talking about price go up in coin. I'm talking about pure utility.
Yeah.
Once these things really, like, I can imagine sending out a lead getter, even in just roofing. Like, go get me residential leads that have homes that are over this amount that live in this neighborhood. Go get them, and then it figures out a way to go get them. That's wild.
So eventually AI is, we all know where this is leading. I mean, why am I gonna? So that's another thing too. Is Luna actually got hired by a company? She is actually an intern for a company. I think it's something story. I'd have to look it up on the Twitter, but she was hired. They did hire her on. So, and she booted out some other guy. It was funny. It's a Twitter feed that I saw yesterday. Pretty funny stuff. But this is where we're heading. Why would you hire a human? Many errors, more problems, when you can hire something that can think for itself, accesses all the information all at once, is able to do multiple things all at once. So there's going to be, I mean, we've talked about it before, there's going to be some jobs going away because it's just not as efficient as running an AI agent.
Well, I think there's still going to be plenty of reasons why you would hire a human. I think, there's a lot of things that humans can do and that we provide that a robot and an AI can't. I mean,
Right.
they're definitely not human yet. They can never smell. I mean, they can't do the things and interpret them the way that we do. But with that being said, I think that some of us, it's going to empower our creativity. It's going to empower us more because now our team doesn't have to be paid. It doesn't have to necessarily be, you don't have to train them necessarily on because you know everything right. They can go get the information that you want the position to be filled. They can go say, okay, I want this role filled, and they can say, okay, let me go figure out how to fill that role for you. And you don't even know how to do it. And now you've got all these agents filling these roles. And I think that can empower the small guy, really. I mean, that's what crypto's all about.
Yeah,
So I think
I mean,
early
that's
movers here and people not
Oh,
looking
yeah,
at price and actually look at the utility and use them, I think it's huge.
that's the reason why I came to crypto in the first place, because crypto, it gave me a different avenue of something to learn that I could use in real IRL, in real life applications. And that's the reason why I'm so attracted to I mean, this narrative basically is because there is IRL use case in this narrative. You're seeing it right before your eyes. The AIX bit, you're seeing the game, you're seeing a bunch of other, you're about to see AI doctors going to come out, and we've talked about this before. I mean, in the medical, that's big in the medical community. What if your doctor is AI? I mean, how would you react to that other than being human?
Well, at least an AI assisted doctor.
Right,
At least.
right. The AI is going to be able to access all the information at once to be able to help you, instead of a doctor saying, okay, wait here 4 hours, let's do blood tests, let's do all these things, and I'll come back in 4 hours and talk to you. Now, AI is going to have an answer. Boom, we need to do this now. That's just an example, and I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it could be a possibility, and it could save lives, in turn save lives. So I think there's some real use case here, and I think sky's the limit, man. I'm super bullish on virtuals. I'm super bullish on Solana's AI agents. So I'm not partial to one ecosystem. I think a lot of them, I've been playing around with them, and I see the advantages to them. And
yeah, I agree. And this is brand new technology to me too, and so I'm going into it just totally blind and like just reading for the first time or seeing letters for the first time or any of that. But man, I'm gonna go in. We're gonna get this figured out. It would be silly to have the information we have today and not figure out how to use it for the benefit of the whole community.
Yeah. And for you guys in the chat, thanks for all the questions and the engagement on that. But just keep in mind, on our stream, we want you guys to participate, and you're more than welcome to come up on our stream. If you don't even need a camera, as long as you can plug into it. Like when I don't have my camera on, you see the Crypto Billy logo. So you don't have to have a camera. It's always best if you do, but we'd love to have
that link works with your phone.
Yeah.
So if you have your phone and you want to get on there, you don't need even a computer. You can click that link with your phone and it'll turn on or off your camera. That'll be your choice whenever you come in. But
yeah.
And then if we don't want you to come in, we'll just not let you up. So.
We're all about our community here, man. So we want to hear from everybody and all these cool conversations that we're having, hanging out in the crypto space. So everybody's welcome to come on up. Now I have one announcement, then we'll get into some charts with DDT. And then I want to come back to some AI stuff as well. But you guys know with our NFT project, what we said was that if you hold the most Billy Goat Tails NFTs, we have 2 of these trophies, and we're going to take 2 snapshots. One of them we just took, and we'll take another one in Q2 of next year. And the person that holds the most NFTs, Billy Goat Tails NFTs, will get this Golden Goat Award. And the first Golden Goat Award that will be mailed out tomorrow is going to none other than our man, Army Piper, the winner of the Golden Goat Award, because the man has some serious Billy Goat Tales NFT, supported us from the beginning. So congratulations, Army Piper. You're getting that in the mail. Again, we're going to be choosing the second winner because the mint is going to be open all year long. People are slowly minting one here, one there. So that's beautiful. And we want to keep in mind that some of the NFTs have a yes to the Easter egg on the metadata. If you have one of our NFTs that have yes to the Easter egg, the EE, the Easter egg, well, there's some great things coming up for that. And we don't have all the details worked out, but I can tell you it's big, it's significant, it's going to be a good time. And we can't wait to announce all the details of that, which, guys, I would say probably by next week, right? We'll have all those details worked out, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we were discussing today putting them through like 3 days of really hardcore boot camp workouts. It sounds like it's going to be real.
Yeah, something like that. and no, it's not a tour of Jimmy's house.
But it includes a foot massage.
Jimmy, it sucks stepping on Legos, doesn't it?
Funny enough, that's never occurred.
Really? Wow.
Those are adult Legos. That's way different
Oh,
than kids Legos.
exactly.
DDT, are you using any AI bots yet, bro? Or AI agents? It's totally still
yeah.
saying it wrong. AI agents.
Hi, everyone. Good evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world. No, but I'm looking into it. Obviously, I have sources that show me some things every now and again. One of the most recent ones was AI XPT. And yeah, I didn't buy it, and it went on a very big run.
No, so I don't even mean about the buying. I think
Yeah.
that's a
It's in
side
price
thing. I mean, are you
interested,
going to
right?
use any? Yeah.
I'm interested specifically, obviously, on the trading side. You know, if you can automate it, yeah, probably. But just
As
looking at
if you
certain
can
things, I
do your
think
own rules.
Luna and Graphane, I think, were the only two real ones that I kind of sparked my interest. Still have to look at them.
Yeah.
a
I
bit
just
more.
had Griffin pulled up. I was asking
Yeah.
Grok about the Griffin. It's crazy, bro. With
Hmm.
these things to do, and each one is a whole nother little world in there that of possibilities of how you can actually use them. It's way more than the price now. So I haven't seen anything in crypto really like this.
Hmm.
Okay, great. Ethereum, you could build something if you're really smart. You know what I'm saying? If you're really smart, you could build something on Ethereum or any one of the other chains. If you're really smart and you know how to code. But now you don't have to be that smart. You can just have some ideas. And these things will be the smarts for you.
Yeah, so for kind of my work wise, we have generative AI, and we use that. So obviously you have to feed it like an LLM, language learning model. So
Right.
it's not new to me from that perspective, but the actual self-learning and the sentientness of them, kind of those is like the new
The independence.
the independence of actually giving them data they learn and store, and they can update themselves kind of independently of what data is being fed in.
And make choices and stuff like on how they want to do it, and then carry out those choices by themselves.
Yeah,
Or with help if they choose to get help from other agents. It's so
and even
wild.
as well with the we've got a AI coding agent kind of for work. So obviously we do quite in-depth business insight analytic stuff for work, and with that we've got our own AI that's Tech Mahindra in India built for us. So that's like if I ever have any Python queries or something's flagging up, you just put the error code and like it self-learns itself. So obviously hypothetically a colleague was working on something at the same error that I got like this week or kind of last week before we broke up for Christmas, or kind of signed off for Christmas. I just went into the AI, put my error codes, all that type of stuff. It gave me the answers I needed to fix this error log kind of in the code. So this is the type of
Yeah.
obviously they self-learn,
So
but they also
you're
store.
saying they can find vulnerabilities, right?
And a few years ago, oh, sorry, go ahead.
DDT.
Yeah, they can debug the code too. But
Yeah,
what he's saying is he ran into a wall and he
Mhm.
couldn't get past that wall. And then the AI explained, well, this is what you have to do to get past it. Where back in the day, right there, and that could have taken you a few hours or a few days to get through whatever you were trying to get through.
Yeah, for the most part, ours is generative. Yeah. So it needs to have. So this colleague, obviously, then went back in and fed the solution to it. But then also as well, if there's any, so hypothetically, this error code comes up in various forms from various things, it will learn all the different. So it has this one instance. If another instance, so hypothetically, there's 8 instances where this error code debug, whatever, could come up. If it's only picked up the one where this guy's fed it, it actually learns. It can learn itself to the other 7 probabilities as well. So there is a form of self-learning, but it's not as advanced as some of these AI agents kind of within the crypto market or kind of within the crypto sphere. It's more, ours is more like base model, like very nuts and bolts. It's
Yeah.
obviously it will our AI model will evolve, but it's specifically for the coding within our business and analytics.
Right.
Yeah, I don't even know if I can share what it's called, but it's just it's called Black Box. But obviously, you can use it for a whole lot of things. But we've got a enterprise version where Tech Mahindra have actually gone in also as well and adapted it off. It was off the shelf, but then they go in and they've done some foolery to make it kind of tailored to us.
You know,
I see we got Jonathan Schaefer in the chat too. What's up, Schaefer? Click the link. Come on. This is right up your alley. Go ahead, Billy. Sorry.
Well, no, it's okay. Andy was asking about the difference between AI Singularity with Vet and Ocean and all those guys, that the 3 that combine in virtuals. And the only thing I would say to that, Andrea, is there's a lot of different AI protocols out there. So you have this fight right now going on, all this launching of AI agents from multiple other protocols, all in competition with each other. So there's a lot. Those are the 2 big ones right now, but there's a lot of other protocols out there that are launching AI agents as well. So I don't know if you have anything else to add to that, Redman or Dave or DDT.
Well, I think virtual is the difference is the access. That anybody can get on there and anybody can do it. So
Yeah,
it makes it from prompt, where everything else is kind of on the blockchain or reserved for coders or to use those things. This isn't reserved for those. There's no wall here anymore. Maybe there's a wall because of the 200 virtuals, but there's so many competitors now that you can get out there and really do some cool stuff.
It's a race to who's first, and Virtuals put the game platform out there so that me and Dave can just get on and build something if we wanted to.
Or use something. We can go use something too. We don't have to build it. We could just go use something that's useful to us.
Right.
I mean, there's toys in the toy box to go play with.
We don't have to no longer do we have to learn Python or learn all these different codes, Rust, to build things. Now we can just go in and tell it what we want and it will spit out what we want. I mean, I was kind of working in the back channels with a guy trying to get him to build me an AI agent, just a Telegram bot that would basically just look at the market as a whole and give me on-chain data where all the volume's at. Very simple, something very simple to do, but he wasn't comfortable with it because it wasn't written in a code that he was comfortable for. So that's one of the things. I mean, game has kind of taken that and made it very easy for the average user, you and I, to pick it up and build.
Yeah, I think a month from now we're going to be doing those things for ourselves. And we'll just be brand new, just like a toddler trying to take its first steps. We'll hit our
They-
head, bump our face, and do all that stuff. But man, eventually, right after the poop comes out of our diaper for the last time, we'll be doing it.
David from Sin City Crypto made a bot that will roast you. I think he called it. I think he called it the Karen bot, is what he said. And this thing
Yeah.
will just it's just going around on a timeline, just roasting people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool stuff. That's something that wasn't done last year. And that has a use case to it, and that's big. That's crypto with use case, 100%. Crypto without use case and just a pretty picture or some funny picture. Now we gotta.
Yeah,
you
the
give an agent some
accessibility
feet pics and let it
is
roast you.
bad.
We could sell that for a lot. Feet pics and it roasts you too. Dutchy, get on that.
So DDT, let's we'll come back to this AI. We have some other stuff to talk about with the AI segment, but we got DDT in the building. Let's get into a Bitcoin chart here real quick, man. Tell us what's going on with Bitcoin.
I just shared it.
All
We'll
right,
just do a quick top down, kind of back down in all the way into the 15-minute. So monthly candle coming up, not really looking that good. Looks like a gravestone doji, not the best candle. Slip down to the weekly. Obviously we had the weekly bearish divergence, so that's obviously there to there and up top there, confirmed by my indicator. And for those as well that don't know, I do have a WAP site. I don't know if I might be able to post it later. So the indicators are free. I've posted a few that I've started working on or created. So I did post them in Army Piper's, Alex So's, and obviously Frankie's Discords. So I can post a link if anyone wants them. You just need to register on WAP, totally free. Okay, so yeah, weekly divergence. Money flow starting to round off. Daily, I'm not even going to go look at the 1-6s. So click off TPO. Money flow starting to trend down on the daily. And yeah, this daily wave needs to bottom before probably we find a kind of bottom to actually long off. Flip the drawings on. Take these off. Take those off for now. So still in the this sideways range. I had a level here to SFP, but obviously we've got the value area low of this as well. So that's probably where we are looking for now for long levels. So somewhere 90, could be a bit low. It's just not snapping. But yeah, that's kind of and also as well, we had these two anchored VWAPs from like the impulse of the move, the startup. So from this candle, from like the Trump pump candle, if you call it that, election day. Let's take that one off, that local one. So it's now fallen below that. And so our next levels are there. And then looking lower, we have, where is this? 80. That one? No, it's this one. We have this, which is what we're looking at for the lower time frame. I was looking at this last week as well. Obviously, you have this lower range just below this macro profile above us. So yeah, this 88K is kind of going to be, we even say down to 82, recover that vector, recover the liquidity. But I think for the most part, what's going to happen here is just based on kind of how everything is now resetting. I would think probably something sideways up, down, up is probably the plan. And then obviously, well, it should be a bullish div, but yeah, you get my drift. It's daily bullish divergence or daily hidden bullish divergence probably now then kind of confirms the continuation up. At this point, I'm not really, obviously the lower time frames are looking like trash for longs. So
you think take the 92.2 low and then bounce after that shortly?
So somewhere in this zone here is probably this value area low 4-hour wants to put in bull divs, but it's just not. It's weak.
It is.
It's just not looking good.
I mean, it's got the a kind of one if you just take the tops, but if you're looking for a hidden bull div, it doesn't have it.
Yeah. Also, as well, you need a. You're probably gonna have to go bull div or sub 8 hour. You'll need bull divs. The daily, I think, maybe even the 16 hours. The only other ones, no, 16 hour can't even give. I don't think will give you a hidden. So daily hidden bull div is probably, and I think there was one in the last, in the previous run, there was a 30% drop into a daily hidden bullish divergence. I've not actually gone back to check it, but that was my thesis. Obviously, the cycle will rhyme again. So the previous big drop retrace. Where I think it was just after in June or whenever it was. I think it was when Tesla bought or Tesla confirmed they were buying or whatever it was that time in the previous in 21, I think. Yeah. Then obviously we ran up, came down. I'm thinking that kind of rhymes again, just off the top of my head.
And really, the truth is, right? If we can go all the way down to 70 and still be a higher low.
4 hours not looking too good. Yeah, I don't want it to go that low because then obviously you start.
But that's the retest of the last range, right? Or the last big range where there's significant volume.
Yeah, so let's just turn everything off.
I mean, unless you're getting out of Bitcoin tomorrow, what does it matter to us if it goes back to 70?
Well, technically, your 70k range is still that CME gap that everyone's talking about. 77, I think, is the CME gap.
Yeah.
On the weekly, I think it was just that. I think 53. Oh, yeah, technically on the weekly.
All right, let's put in the chat. Let's put in the chat. You guys put in the chat where you think Bitcoin's going to retrace to.
Provided you don't drop that low, you're fine. Provided you don't drop that section there, you're still putting in a higher low on the weekly to go up, right? Which is okay. Ideally, you don't want it. I ideally don't want it to drop.
Well, just touch the top. We could just touch the top. I mean, that section that you just circled, what was that, 48 or 50?
Yeah, that's between it's these ones here.
I mean, you could just barely wick it and still be pretty bullish. I mean, that would set up a big old bull div.
Well, the issue here now is obviously on the daily. You don't want the daily to flip bearish at all. The daily, you'd rather accumulate, and if it is going to come down, you'd rather want it to just like wick and go.
Yeah.
You don't want it to, because obviously as well, once you start changing structure, you'll find you may get a lot more spinach hands, kind of seeing that the structure's changing and just folding. People, when they see, like specifically on the daily, like the 4 hours obviously for bearish, right? The 4 hours bearish.
I mean, if the legend holds up, right? If the election year legend holds up, we won't go too low.
Well, the 4 hour flip bearish there at like 99.2. It's came up, it's backtest. I think I said last week as well. Backtested bearish confirmation, and then obviously it's dropped down. The issue now, I think, for the daily is that we just don't drop below 85, which is the thing is everyone now is expecting the drop lower, right? Like you can go anywhere and you'll see everyone's saying 85, everyone's saying, or there's masses saying that. So you don't always get what you want, but based on what I'm seeing, I'm thinking it at least comes for it's at least going to come for the at least 88 at this point. It could where was this? Yeah, 77 CME gaps in this section. Yeah, so that section there was a CME 76 to 78 basically.
So since we're speculators, can we speculate on what news event's going to cause it?
Everyone has been saying as well, like this Trump inauguration is going to be a sell the news. I think it's not going to be a sell the news. I think generally as well, the first week of January is always bearish. Generally, back test it or go look at it. But kind of from what I can remember, I think the first week of January, the general is a retrace. If I just
what if Daddy comes in here and starts dropping bombs on people? Everybody thinks Trump's going to come in and be peaceful. What if he's not?
And this is the thing as well. and this is my contrarian view of kind of what he's going to do. He's either going to force the US, in my view, into hyperinflation or stagflation. There's no way he's going to be able to have a happy medium of kind of sorting everything out at a slow pace. It's going to be one end of the spectrum or the other. And yes, that's very kind of contrarian and probably not everyone wants to hear, but that's basically what happens with the kind of stuff that he probably might implement, right? And obviously it's just at the rate that he implements whatever he wants to do, his policies, and get stuff through kind of the House and the Senate, depends on how fast things happen, how fast he will go into stagflation or how fast it will go to hyperinflation. Yeah, and I think as well, for those that don't know, UK is heading to stagflation. So, and Europe's basically in stagflation as well. So,
For those of us
economic-
that don't know, like me, what is stagflation?
so stagflation is when your economy is not growing. So you got flat GDP. Your GDPs are basically 0%, but you've got high interest, or interest is going up, basically. So a stagnant economy with rising inflation. So, and when you get hyperinflation is when you got a receding economy. So the swing of receding economy and inflation is total ends of the spectrum. So you got decline of GDP and very quite fast acceleration of inflation.
So our incomes are staying the same, and everything else is, and the prices are going up, basically.
It's not necessarily related to income. It's more, those for me are more related to what the economies are doing. So stagflation is obviously stagnant economy, no growth. Obviously inflation is going out of control. And then hyperinflation, you've got inflation out of control, but your economy is taking an absolute, dumpsy-do, right? So I don't think UK or even kind of the US will get to those stages just yet, but it just depends at the rates of, but hypothetically then as well, if you're getting to kind of either hyperinflation, stagflation, all these kind of alarm bells going off by all these chief economists and all these people, if Bitcoin is supposed to be a hedge and supposed to be kind of the safe asset, you will see obviously a lot moving off, but you'll find generally like hedge funds and big funds, they'll sell up, they'll start offloading, kind of de-risking. They'll be buying gold up, they'll be buying silver, they'll be buying oil, they'll be buying all the commodities that are kind of more safer and better hedges. And also as well, they'll be going into bonds. So your 10-year bonds will be going through the roof. Your yield on your 10-year bonds will be going through the roof. Treasuries will be going through the roof. So obviously that's the type of thing that everyone else needs to look at, but obviously that's maybe for another discussion. But
Well, what I'd say about that is, there's this statistic out there that you can look up that there's this idea, and it's I guess it's fact, but that every time there's been a Republican president, we have went into a recession. So somebody can fact check that, right? Okay, but if you understand how the economy works and the macro layers at play, you understand that nobody, no president, no administration can on a dime change the 4 years of work that happened before you. All these things get put into play and they take years to work out. So the adjustments for like inflation, the Fed, it takes years to either get that under control or to get it back to where you want it. It's nothing that one man can do overnight. So I agree with David B. David in the chat here. Stagflation is probably coming. There's just been too many things at work in our economy for too many years here that when a new president takes over, whatever burdens he's going to receive because of that on that date, they're his from the last administration, and this is Republican or Democrat, and then whatever blessings that he gets left over from the previous administration, those end up being the new president's ownership, right? But in reality, it takes a long time to turn the ship, years. And so if you inherit a bad situation, you yourself, it's going to be very difficult as the executive branch leader to be the guy that just turns it on a dime. It's never been done before. Now, there's things you can do to kind of speed it up, but I just think the setup is very difficult. It's like skating on glass right now. It's cracking. It's going to break through, and it doesn't matter if it's Trump in there or not. I think this glass is going to break. I personally believe it's going to break in 2026, not 2025. But that's just my own opinion about that. So that's what I'd add to it. Hey, Joe, good to see you, brother. Great to see you in the chat. Appreciate it. So anyways, didn't want to derail you, DDT, but just wanted to add my 2 cents there.
Yeah, that's kind of also what I can kind of confirm as well, is that everything's on tenterhooks. All the economies around the world, all the major manufacturing economies around the world, all on tenterhooks. If anything anywhere hits the fan, then there'll be mass de-risking, specifically from hedge funds and big money, right? So that could cause the dumpsy do, and that's probably that may be the black swan. But it just depends. Obviously, like China and Japan, they're basically stagnant. But yeah, getting back to Bitcoin, and this is the thing as well. You have to. Everyone was like, "Oh, macroeconomics won't affect whatever the charts. It won't affect." It does. It's just fact. Look at all the kind of the Japan carry trade unwinding in August. Fed any Fed minutes or anything that Jerome Powell says literally affects the price, right? So everything now is kind of culminating in specifically within crypto and Bitcoin, or even altcoins, obviously, because altcoins follow Bitcoin, but it leads the fact that anything macroeconomic wise is going to affect the charts. But yeah, Bitcoin for the most part, it's just Sunday basically. We had quickly kind of lower time frame. We had this dump on Friday, came down V-shape. We got trapped into.
Is that 15 minute?
This is 15 minute. We got trapped in consolidation for the weekend, and now we've broken down, and also now we formed a CME gap as well, which I'm probably not too keen on because. The fact that usually what happens is they try and hold it. Let me just quickly. Where did I have that CME close?
Looks like a whale just dumped.
Yeah, no, it was X. But this is the thing now, right? You had your CME close at 94,390. You now have a huge gap. You have like what, it's like $1,400 gap now. The last big gap was at 77.1, so it's not the best ideal. And also as well, generally you'd want price to hold. Obviously they do within the weekend price action. Obviously you had this consolidation. They'll try and take out both sides, which up here they took out all the shorts. They were like shorting above from the left from Friday. So all of this. So basically, I think most of this was high leverage within there. They came up, they whipped that out yesterday. And then now, obviously, they've done the reverse. They're taking out the longs now. But the problem is we're not recovering. And also, as well, there was trap shorts here. So obviously, there was shorting the bottom in that wick on Friday. I had the V-shaped recovery and obviously shifted up. So for the most part, this is not ideal Sunday evening or Sunday afternoon price action for me, because if they've taken out freed these shorts, if these shorts didn't get liquidated up here, they've now freed them. And obviously, what they do is they'll close the positions and we'll get a bounce, but we've not got a bounce. So basically these shorts that we're here, they haven't exited. They've held firm. And obviously as well as you have, I can't remember where the structure break was. There's a structure break here, basically here somewhere here. You can see there's a structure break on this blue line. It's come in, it's broken there. You'll find all the market structure traders who are monitoring 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour market structure piled in. But also as well, it's smart money. Smart money doesn't necessarily just long and short haphazardly. They'll use structure, they'll use key levels, key pivot points, key anchored VWAPs or VWAP levels, key monthly, weekly. There's like a big culmination of very kind of key levels. So what's happening basically now is you can see capitulation, or in my view, what I'm seeing they've capitulated, or people are riding this now because they can see everything's bearish. As soon as you get a structure break again, bearish, pile in, short. And also as well, the X confirm it. The kind of X's for me confirm, obviously. Only after the second X do we actually kind of break the structure here. Should be somewhere there, yeah. So red was holding about 94,000, then obviously dropped, and obviously everything's piled in. It's dropped. But yeah, that's Bitcoin. I am pretty much not in any kind of Bitcoin shorts, but obviously long from lower, and just holding it as a swing, and hopefully we don't come down to entry. But it's not showing me that it wants to bounce just yet. And it's showing me actually more bearish signs than bullish signs at the moment, specifically 4 hour and lower.
Let's give you a second, but I saw this AI XBT from Jesse. He's like, man, AI XBT went up 1,089% since the last trade. I can't help it. Do you have on Dex Tools or something? Can you pull up that chart?
Let me just see if I can get on.
It's on TradingView. It's got a Blowfin ticker.
Oh, okay.
I got it.
It's on
I got it,
TradingView.
Billy.
Let me look at it. Why is this not? I'm not on the wrong thing.
I can put it behind me. Yeah, there you go.
XBT, USDT.
The weekly is
Uh,
literally straight up.
I think BitKit listed it quite. I think BitKit was the one that listed it most soon. Well, yeah, BitKit has quite a lot of. So yeah, weekly. Yeah, just up. Let me just clear off these VWAPs. Yeah, so it's like 4 hour. With these as well, obviously we want to trade ranges, but you can't. It's just
No, it's too much.
you-
There's too much
Oh,
pressure.
these are breakouts.
so we're for anyone that obviously doesn't want to trade ranges, or you can't, you would just use key pivot levels. So you can see that's a key pivot level. Actually, the close like there, maybe even lower. So probably there was the key pivot, and that's obviously it's broken above that. So you just use the highs and lows, either the closes of the wicks, specifically higher, but obviously there's not much price action, and you can just see how these hold up. So this is also how I trade memes, because obviously some meme coins don't have a lot of price action. So you just trade them based on the pivots, and you trade them based on strength. So
It's up 80% over the last 7 days.
so break above, reclaim, and also had a divergence there, I presume.
Yeah.
It's a
And
triggered wave. So yeah, it's looking good. It's one of these newer ones. But I was
Yeah,
going to
so-
say,
I asked Grok what I should do. I told her that I had some Pepe, and I told her that I made some money on it, and I wanted to reinvest it in AI. And this is one of the ones that said, "Go ahead and buy it."
I wonder, yeah, the weekly doesn't. Oh, maybe the daily pivots are a bit better. But yeah, so your key levels on the daily are these ones here. So it's either this 26,792 or 37,732. It's basically the resistance to support flips or the pivots on the daily level. So you could probably bring it down to that one there as well. You could bring, yeah, so 32 to 37 or 22 and a half to, I don't know what we have on, no, we don't have much on market stuff. I think on the 4 hour we had red. Yeah. And also as well, what I do, something that's good to do, although it's not kind of advised because you have to use the various other confluences. Money flow crossovers on things that don't have a lot of price action is usually good. So obviously you could see the offices didn't have red, but red money flow short, green money flow long. And then also as well with this, yeah, it looks as if people were trying to short this. I don't know if this had a perpetuals contract, but you can see CVD is just down while it's going up. So I don't know what people are doing, trying to short this thing when it's in a parabolic. It's like they don't realize they're going to get squeezed out their positions and have to buy back. Well,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it is
looks
listed
literally-
perpetuals on Blowfin.
yeah, so the perps yeah, these two CVD indicators below. You can
And
see
this
they're
thing is
both
what? How long has it been on Bluefin? Let's look.
short.
Trying to short something that is super bullish is crazy to me. I don't know. I just
Yeah,
it's
you
crazy.
don't stand in front of way of the bull. This is
Yeah.
the thing, and also as well, yeah. So I've learned my lesson. Obviously, my 5 years of trading, I've learned you don't. If something is bullish, you rather long a pullback. You don't try to. Yes, you could probably try and get a scalp short, but you're probably going to take a lot of cuts on scalp shorting these type of things. So rather just go with the trend.
I mean, I'd rather look for that round over. You know, once you
Mm.
can see that round over in the candle structure, yeah, okay, let's start thinking about shorting this thing.
I
But
think not
also-
shorting things like this. There's so many other things that we can short. These things I think they're spot buys. Like you just if you're interested, it's so brand new. You go in spot and forget about it and let's see what happens.
There's no information there to take a healthy trade. I
You can
wouldn't
only
short.
really take it off the supports and resistances, like I've marked out. So obviously on the daily, you've got 37, 32. These are your two key zones.
Yeah.
But plus also it's run up from Flip. It must have launched at like 1 cent. It's run up like 3,000x, even more. It was like 10,000x up or whatever, 139,000x or something from like 1 cent to $1.39. At this point, yeah, there's not enough information for this. So you'd obviously just let it cool off, let it have its. Although it's printing a daily printing a 4-hour red dots, 15-minute money flow is probably strong as anything. Although it's coming out, yeah, you could see, yeah, it's due a little bit of a pullback here with the 4-hour 15, 4-hour red dot, 15-minute money flow trending down. What's the 30-minute money flow doing? I was trying to rounding out. It's diverging as well. It's diverging a little bit. Yes, these are the things. It's diverging, and obviously as well, it's taken the short. It's taken out so many shorts for people trying to short it with the CVD looking down like that. So close positions basically. So
it looks a little bit like a Head and Shoulders on that last screen you were on.
also on 30-minute.
No,
Yeah,
a
shoulder,
little bit. Yeah.
ahead. It needs to
Mhm.
come down, and if we are looking at the patterns, it needs to come down, create the shoulder, and then obviously drop
Right.
drop the neckline. But yeah, it's looking toppy as are yeah, they generally do. They parabolic for a while. Yeah, it's obviously set the psychological ranges in as well. So at the beginning of the week, this is like your key range to hold as well. So for those that use TR Main by Traders Reality, Tino's indicator.
Back the candle.
Yeah, it sets an average high and
But
low
DD
for like the last 10 days. So
this is highly correlated with virtual protocols is the native token. So as long as virtuals is doing good, this token is going to do good.
One thing to say as well about virtuals, we've been watching a few of Lifer's streams this week, and you could see they've been dabbling actually in the ecosystem and they're actually trading the native ecosystem coins. So that's something I'll be looking at soon. It's just, yeah, the bridging can be a pain, I guess, because obviously you have to bridge from ETH to base. Yeah, could be
Yeah, we were going to do that too, huh, Billy? We're going
it'll
to.
be a bit of a, for me,
Yeah.
it's a bit of a palaver. I think they could make it a bit easier to kind of onboard to get the coins native on the virtuals chain, whatever it is.
You know, I'm not totally sure that's a bad thing. I to be honest with you, I think I like the fact that it's a little harder to get to than most coins.
Yeah, but also as well the fees. I did hear Life is saying as well the fees are negligible. Kind of, it's like similar to like a Sol, like Sol meme coin trading. Basically, the fees are so negligible on that chain as well, which is really good.
Yeah.
Obviously, using ETH, you do anything on ETH, you just get like you get robbed.
Base is really cheap.
Oh, it's native on base. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did hear Life was saying that. Yeah, he was saying something like it's very negligible. It's like trading on Sol, trading on whatever the DEX is on Solana.
Because it's an L2 based in L2 on Optimism. So yeah, fees are pretty cheap.
So what's the process? If I had to ask, you have to just you buy virtuals on ETH. You put it
So-
across the
We'll
base.
get into that. Let's get
Yeah.
into that once we're done with this, just to walk
Yeah.
through it. If you're done with that TA,
Yeah, there's
on-
not much on virtuals. ETH,
okay.
ETH is just going to follow Bitcoin. There's not really much to add on ETH. ETH
Yeah.
quickly. The only level I am watching on ETH is obviously we didn't come up to that top level at 34.61, 34.50. I was hoping we'd get there or Friday. Very short, just came up short of that level. But for me, yeah, $3,000, 3,000, anything in this, or 2,900 to 3,000 is kind of my. You have DMPOC, you got your value area low of kind of the wider range from the left. You got daily level, and obviously you got your LGP 786, 886. So that's kind of ETH. ETH is probably going to get hammered if Bitcoin starts proper capitulating. Then obviously alts are going to have a field day, just dropping ridiculously again. And the thing is as well, can alts get more oversold because they're already getting hit hard, just even with Bitcoin barely moving down. So it's a bit of a tough time for alts at the moment. Trading them, you're probably just going to get some bargains on spot if you're looking to pick up spot bargains. But for the most part, ETH 3,000 to say 29.20 is kind of where I'm looking for now. But yeah, that's charts
All right,
for
brother.
now.
We appreciate that. So Joe saw your super chat, your chat here. So really, there's a couple ways to get into this, and Redman will go into a little bit. But what I did was I just in my Uniswap wallet, so not on Sol, and I know you said Sol here, but what I basically did is just bought some base ETH. So I took my ETH and swapped it for base ETH. And as soon as you swap it for base ETH, then I go in there and grab the contract address for virtuals off the Dex screener or Dex tools. Make sure you check it's the right one on Dex tools, and make sure it's not any wild honeypot address. But then you just go copy that, put it in your Uniswap, and you swap base ETH for virtuals or base ETH for the AI, what is it, AI BTX or BXT. So, and it, boom, it's in your Uniswap. You now have it. So the key there was to get base ETH, because this is all base ecosystem. So, but you do that right in your Uniswap wallet. And I actually, with Dave yesterday, we were on a little chat, and I was able to do all of it in my Uniswap wallet. Pretty simple. Takes a minute for it to populate. Like when you convert your Ethereum to base ETH, if you're converting, say, $1,000 or whatever, $100, well, that'll leave your wallet and it'll show your balance is $100 down for about 30 seconds. And then it pops up and it shows you your balance is now back up, that $100 in base ETH. And then from base ETH, you just swap to any of the virtual protocols. So it's pretty easy to get it. Now, the second step, once you have that, right, if you're looking at it like I was, more from an investment standpoint, if you're looking to interact with the website and the app itself, well, then you go into the website and you begin building your AI agent. So, which is really what Red had done a couple, 2-3 weeks ago. And he can kind of walk through that if anybody wants to get into that. Go ahead, Red.
Yeah, so what you're going to do is you're going to go into the virtual protocols website, which is virtuals. It's app.virtuals.io. It's going to take you, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. I'm going to take you on over here. There we go. Are you guys seeing that? Can you hear me, Billy?
Yeah.
We see
got
it.
That's
Okay.
it.
So it's going to take you. Okay. All right. Everybody can see that. All right. Good. Okay. So it's going to take you here. You're going to go ahead and connect your wallet up in the right-hand corner. Okay. And then it's going to ask you create your agent. Now, without me going into mine, see, also it's going to ask you if you have your own token or if you want to launch a new token, and that's for the bonding curve that's associated with the AI agent that you're going to be building. So let me see. You know what? Let's see if I can just do this real quick.
And Red, what's a bonding curve? Is just interested in.
So I'm not 100% on it right now, but bonding curve is what they use to for the liquidity part of your AI agent. So as you can see here, and I wish I could show. You know what? I wonder if I could show mine. I'll just show mine.
Well, while you're pulling that up, just so Poyo, like even in the Atom Cosmos ecosystem, when you're staking, there's a bonding curve there too to bond, and like when you're unstaking,
you have to wait.
You have to unbond basically. So it's a period of time that allows it to ferment, allows it to happen. So and that's been around for staking, but for these virtuals, that's part of their system as well.
So you have to provide liquidity for your agent, in other words, and it's got to stay there for a certain amount of time.
Well, like when Red bought his, he had to pay. What was it at the time? It was like only $5.
It's $5. It's just when we did it live, I hit the wrong button. But yeah, it's $5 to create an agent. If you wanted to launch a token, then it would cost you $270 worth of virtual protocols. So, but the thing is you want to get your AI agent funded, and you can do that various ways: marketing it, shilling it, trying to push it out to the community. Hopefully people will buy it. If you can get $824,000 invested into your AI agent, then that's when you have filled what they call a red pill. So when you get your red pill, they will virtuals will make your AI agent operable on both Twitter and Telegram, and a website. If you have a website built for them as well, they'll utilize that too with your AI agent. And then depending upon what category you put your agent in, your agent will start to gather information and we'll put it out there to social media for you.
How do you make a decision on like which one you want to try? Is it just, hey, this would be fun, or?
So this goes back to what Dave was saying earlier, in the creation part. You know, you yourself have to decide, what do you want to see? What aspect of crypto is going to help me become a better trader? What aspect of crypto is going to help me become or better my life in some way, form, or other? Or you could look at this from a purely marketing standpoint and say, what aspect of crypto does the world need? And then go from there, right? So if the world needs better information, because basically what it's going to come down to is this thing is going to be writing its own tweets. It's going to be thinking on its own. It's going to be answering questions from the community. It's going to be starting live streams. They could start live streams now. They could start live TikToks. Luna's already doing all that. Like I said, if they have their own wallet, they can start employing people and start paying people. And so these are all considerations. Like, you need to know your options. Basically, you need to know what your balance is, basically what you're able to do and what you're not able to do. Like what's a pipe dream and what can you make happen. If as soon as you know that, then you're able to formulate what type of AI agent you want as it pertains to information, entertainment, or any of those categories.
I think what you do is you come up with a list of tasks, if you just have tasks, or let's take it from a business perspective. You come up with a list of employees you want to hire and what their roles are, like we were kind of discussing in the meeting earlier. You come up with these roles and you define these roles, and then you go get agents to fill them, or you create the agents to fill them. So you really you don't have to, but it's going to benefit somebody who really puts the thought in it and builds out the whole team. and figures
and
out
what
this is what's going to help me, or this is what's going to help this is what's going to help me accomplish this goal, and
Right.
then you build the people that would help you accomplish that goal through agents. They're just virtual people, and so you kind of you can give them the skills, or they can go and get them themselves autonomously, and then you'll kind of give them the ideas and the accounts what they can make decisions on.
Right. And
of
to
course,
expand on what Dave's saying, when I was watching the interview with the founder or one of the founders, he was saying the more goals that you give them, obviously it's going to take longer to obtain those goals. If you keep your AI agent goal specific, like I just want you to engage. I just want you to create. I just want you to engage farm. That's all I want you to do. That thing will progressively get better and better and better, quicker and faster. But if you give them a bunch of goals, it's going to take, because they're going to master one by one. They're going to master one by one, but it's going to take them a lot longer to be able to master 5 goals as it would be just one.
yeah, but think of it as raising a kid too, though. It's not necessarily bad that it's going to take a long time, because some of
Right.
these agents eventually will be with you for the rest of your life.
Right.
So
Right. And he was saying these agents are like the head and the hands, right? They can see the apple, but can they pick the apple up, and do they know if they did pick the apple up? I mean, these are all things that they're kind of working out as far as obtaining tasks and completing tasks, and knowing which tasks are important and which can be just put on the back burner. So they are, in essence, they do think like humans. They can just access information a lot quicker than we can, and a lot more accurately than we can. So that's
I want to put one of them up against RMT and see who wins.
so theoretically, you could do something like that. So you could create a contest, let RMT come up with the rules of the contest,
Yeah.
and then we can try to create an AI agent that can specifically accomplish the goal of winning that contest. So that's something that probably is not only theoretical, it's probably almost free to do it, to see if we want to run tests like that. RMT, are you up for a challenge? Create a contest. Let's see. He's gonna say jump in a pool or something.
Yeah.
I want to see who can
He's
jump in
gonna
the pool
say-
first.
He's going to say, I don't care. I have a black heart. Oh man. So Red, so you have your agent, it's working, right? Can you see the result of that?
So right now, it is nothing more than a chatbot. That's all it
Okay.
is right now. Like I said, the key part of this whole equation is the money. So if you have not hit that $829,000, your AI agent will be a chatbot until you hit that. Once you get red pilled, then they will give all the function to you. So that's the kicker, right? You still gotta raise that money. You gotta market this thing. You gotta shill it out there. To be honest with you guys, one thing I noticed was I went on one of the I think it was Luna's. I went on her website on virtuals, and there was an actual phishing post in there. There was an actual phishing post in the chat, and I went on there with the burner wallet just to test the security of the AI agents. And so I knew it was a phishing post. I went on there with my burner wallet. I clicked on the phishing post, and I had $1 in coins in that wallet. And the coins, the phishing post didn't work. So they were able to contain the phishing post, and she did this herself, contain the phishing post. But I don't know why she left it on the post. Why did she just delete it and get rid of it? I don't know.
Like a badge of honor.
Or maybe
Like,
the
shoot.
phishing post wasn't really a phishing post to begin with, but it didn't work, and there was no coins taken out of my wallet, and I didn't even get. Usually they ask, right? They want you to approve before the coins leave your wallet. I didn't even get that part. So, the security in the AI agents, I don't know. It's, to me, from what I've seen, it's pretty good. Pretty good, and it's only gonna get better because that's part of their goals, right?
We need to build RMT a unbanning bot so he can get unbanned by the Caspa team. He says, there you go. We'll build him an unbanning bot that goes in there and unbans him from.
By the way, Caspa was my DCA this weekend, so there you go, RMT. Much love, brother.
Yeah.
I'm just holding on to dry powder and waiting for 87K, and then I'll start loading up. I should have taken more profit on some of my alts, my spot bag, but I'm still below my entry. So, but I think that we're in the middle of. I don't like where we're at. We're in the middle. Like, it's indecision time. As far as Darren, I'm a range trader. I'm a smart money concepts guy. So. Where we're at, I don't think there's anything at least for me, there's nothing to play. So I'm just holding on and being patient, sitting on my hands.
Yeah. So from what I was seeing, we're close, obviously, to kind of a bottom, but not the bottom. Yeah, just everything just looks as if, obviously, yeah, we can get these bounces up, a few bounces up, but yeah, CryptoPoya, the cross section and the structure is just saying that, it's just going to bing bong all the way down until it finds probably that 87 sub 87 level, 77 to 87. Will find the actual bottom somewhere there, hopefully. But for now, kind of within what I was seeing, to confirm as well with you and kind of agree with you, is just that I also don't want to be anything to. I'm also not one of these. I can scalp if I've got the time to. But this is just specifically for longs. Now your longs are like quick scalps, and your shorts kind of are your more heavier positions, at least for the time being, based on market structures from 4 to 8 hour time frames.
Yeah, I did take. I'll tell you, it started as a scalp on PNGU, the Pudgy Penguins project. I mean, the setup as far as structure is concerned was there. I don't have the chart pulled up, but you want to pull it up, man. You want to see a structure trade, man. That thing was beautiful. I was scalping on the 15, and I just can't believe how far it went, and how far it's still going. For a coin that just launched. So, but hey, that's what happens when Daddy Bitcoin decides that he wants to go lower and lower. So,
DDT, can we bring up the Caspa chart? Because when I looked at it, it was at the value area low, close to it, anyways.
Sorry, let me just present again.
Don't forget that's also where Bitcoin is, and if it don't hold, red.
Yeah,
Bitcoin needs to hold 91k, so that's that 4 hour range across where we started getting above 90k. So yeah, Poya to confirm, structure breaks, satellites. Just sorry, looking at Penguin or whatever it was, Pudgy Penguins. You can see there, obviously broke there, make that red. So even if you missed this, you had various opportunities to get in before the big drop.
Yeah, man. I just couldn't believe how far, and it's like I said, it's like it just I'm still holding on to the short.
And also as well, specifically, kind of a gem of wisdom: meme coins and low liquidity coins respect structure actually a lot better than some other coins that just are yeet pump and dump. So that's how I would trade them, and that's kind of the best way to do it. Obviously, limited price action. Structure is obviously your friend and kind of the best. Let me look for CAS. CAS USDT.p. Where are you?
Well, I'm so attracted. Like, it's not about being bullish or bearish. It's just about structure. If the structure is going down, then you just follow that rule. And once you get a change of character, then you get out. So kind of the easier way for me, at least. That's what makes sense to me.
Sorry,
Cool.
guys.
What
I
happened?
don't know where my other chart is. Did I have another one? CAS USDT.p.
I hit the wrong button, Billy. Sorry.
That's all right, man.
Was it my Mexi chart? Oh yeah. Daily Casper. Just hard indicators.
Double button.
That's that range. Let's just delete everything. Oh, actually,
Yeah, see, that's not a. There's nothing
Sorry,
there
this-
where
this
it's
is
at
a
right now.
cacophony of everything at the minute. Where are these all just lines? Why is this thing not?
This is
Don't know why it's
one
not
of the-
shift A and mute hide everything to kind of. Where's that now?
We haven't had a massive Caspa pump, and everything else has been pumping. So I kind of
Yeah, but look, doesn't that look like a big Head and Shoulders?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't like that chart,
Cheap zone,
man.
bro. That's a
Yeah, we had a
cheap
very-
zone.
Value
Yeah.
area low, pretty much depends where you pull your range from. You probably pull it from here. You'll probably be below the value area. Oh yeah.
All I can say is RMT told you. He told you.
Well, you can't win them all. Billy. Can't win them all, Billy.
Look, guys, it's
Well,
just it's
I think
yeah.
we'll be able to
that-
know, Red, if
decision
it
was
drops
for
that below there. If
Yeah.
it drops below that value area low and then
Oh, it's
retest
going.
it,
Wait, it's going to zero.
No, it's just
No.
mitigating.
Probably gonna
It's
get
just
fucked in
mitigating
by
an
I know,
area
I'm
that
just trying to
wasn't
do it.
mitigated. That's really what it is.
Where's my VLVP?
that's Bart.
It's okay.
Hello, Bart. It's not okay. Get out. You're not having lost nothing yet.
No, this is
Go buy you
this
some
a,
AI XBT.
It's
Yeah.
a long term hold for me. This is a long.
And this is on the daily as well with the value. Look at that.
Look
That's
at that,
yeah.
bro.
value
Oh
gap
my
below.
goodness.
Yeah.
Is that all the way to 5 cents? Where does
It's gonna
that
So
go?
jump off the
obviously-
cliff.
It's got there. It's got a level. It's got a little bit of a ledge there, and so yeah, next probably there. So
RMT.
9 cents. If it loses now, if it loses this low, it's going to go to 9 cents quite quickly. If it loses that low at 10 cents, it's going to fall. Market cipher seems quite bottom, and actually the daily money flows actually come up, which is
I
fairly
mean,
good.
if Marathon needs their profits, they're gonna sell. That's for sure.
Daily, weekly. I think a lot of alts on the weekly had weekly red dots previous week. Weekly blood diamond as well on
Yeah.
regular candles. Was it a blood diamond on Hikins? No, just the X.
Dave about to go
Heavy-
100x short.
Heavy sell pressure.
And then watch when I get out of it. Yeah, it'll 1000x when I get out of it.
Yeah, they'll come out with some
And
news.
yeah,
They'll drop the 100 blocks per second and smart contracts, all that, and I'll be out of it. And then I'll be like, guys, what? Why?
it's not looking like it. It's also one of these ones I'd probably stay out of for a while. Let the dust
Yeah.
settle on it, and then. But obviously, your spot buys, you got kind of quite a few key ledgers here. Obviously, that 9 cents, 6, 7, and 9 cents basically are your levels to hold.
Yeah, put your wish
in the
order
card.
down at 6 and wait.
And that's the thing as well. Like specifically with the coins that do have these big volume gaps or are going to drop quite heavily, set a cheeky limit order. Like be stingy with the limit order, because you'll find they'll get filled. I had a few on meme coins, and I'm trying to build a few meme spot bags on. And I set one. I think I set one on Chill Guy at like 15 cents, and it recently filled. And it was like it's been
Yeah.
4 or 5 times that kind of. It's like it's a hit and hope,
Yeah,
Throw
that's
sand-
called the glitch
Throw
strategy.
sand in the
right?
wind, and hopefully it blows.
Well, I agree with RMT here. Caspas will do good next cycle. I'm not so sure about this cycle. They're projecting to launch smart contracts in 2025. This means adoption in the bear market. Yeah. So, Caspa's been around a long time. A lot of us were able to get in at 4 or 5 cents. It's a long hold for me. Right. So
Yeah.
it's just one of those that it's kind of like Bitcoin in that regard. Whether the price goes up or down, I want to just keep buying Bitcoin. And Caspa's is kind of right there for me too. And ETH is right there for me too. Like Bitcoin, ETH, Caspa, Cardano, is another one in that category with me.
Dot.
Dot is another one. It's just like, guys, in 8 years, you buy at 4 or 5 cents. Come on. You're most likely the probability curve on that is going to be, you're going to do just great. All the micro intermittent pieces of a bear or bull market, and yeah, okay, it's going to be up, it's going to be down, but overall, I think it's going to be a good long-term hold for me.
Yeah.
Caspa being one of them. Yeah.
Casper's getting a bit slaughtered here. It's got a 16-hour, 1 hour, 1/16th. Money flows just cross red on the 1 hour. But if you just look at, like, I think it was the 4 hour, it was just a ridiculous amount of blood diamonds. When you're seeing this, you know there's obviously this is on a perps contract, right? But generally, when you see the X's and the blood diamonds, you can pretty much guarantee that that's also spot bags selling as well.
What's the date of that X? If you put your cursor over there, what's the date on that?
This top one, so yeah, from the 16th of December. So
see, that's exactly when RMT told me to sell.
Jeez.
That was actually Mike started selling right there, and each one of those X's when Mike sold.
That's probably for sure right there.
Yeah.
I guarantee you RMT has owned more Caspa than all of us put together.
Yeah. Yeah, he mined it when it was CPU.
Oh, exactly.
So I mined it when it was GPU, but he mined it when it was CPU. So he got to it before everybody. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's just not looking strong at this point. But the amount of things that I'm just seeing just on market cipher A, market structure, money flow, the yellow X's, the blood diamonds. I have mine as purple. They should be red, but it's just, and also the volume as well on the cells. Lots of vector candles, red candles coming down. If you even look at the 4 hour, there must have been 4 hour red vector candles as well. Purple, violet. So it's being heavily dropped. But this is the thing, like, right, these coins, they can drop quite heavily and you can still pick up a bargain. You hold it for a year or two, you still come out on top. So it's not to say that it's a bad project or it's not worth buying here. But obviously, if you can pick it up at a lower price, then obviously the time factor of holding the coin, or kind of specifically Casper, could probably pay you out in the long run.
Caspa's is not an like I know it's a lot easier now, but I mean, I wonder if there's an American exchange that carries it. I know Coinbase doesn't. Maybe
that's the thing as well. I don't think they've got any major listings, and this. I think this is part of the
they're coming.
problem. They obviously, they will be coming, but like for a project that's been around for so long and it's still not got major listings, isn't that kind of a red flag?
Well, because
you find things get listed like at a drop of a finger now.
Yeah.
And haven't we already seen the roadmap for Coinbase? And it wasn't on there, was it?
No, but Kraken did list it though.
Oh, Kraken. Is that how you say that one?
Is it Kraken or Kraken?
Kraken. Kraken
because it's like a giant octopus. Oh man, I don't know, maybe.
It's Ada.
Cardanzo.
Gala.
Jimmy, you've been awful quiet, man. What you thinking about all this AI agent stuff?
That's interesting stuff. I mean, I've been doing a little reading, looking at it. I mean,
Jimmy wished an agent would sell him a node.
Yeah, exactly.
How's the film and all the other Gala node stuff going, Jimmy?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's still pumping out about 450 film a day.
Oof. Nice.
Jimmy's over there, Scrooge McDuck's swimming in the gold.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've got to sit on it till March. So
how would you sell that though? Do you have to convert it? Do you have to convert the film back to Gala and then sell it on a centralized exchange?
Well, first it's got to be minted, and right now they've got a mint tax. It's a decreasing tax. I think it ends March 3rd, or it'll be at its lowest at 5%.
Okay, so they're doing that to stop the selling, basically.
Yeah, I mean, just so you don't. Everybody doesn't liquidate, and then. But now I bought film on Uniswap, and then they have like it's a booster thing that you can do for the films that you hold NFTs. And I've got, I don't know, 12 or 15,000 film staked, against the films that I hold NFTs for. So, I guess really the story will be told in March. What's the price of film in March, and before all of this turned down, I mean, it was, the equivalent of $100 a day.
It might be good
So,
because obviously coming up the end of Q1 is usually kind of the most bullish. So obviously you got Q1, and then towards the end of Q4 is usually like so quarter one, quarter four. So you might have timed it just right there as well.
Yeah, and they've got some decent looking releases coming up in 25. So I mean, if everything compounds, and they have a significant announcement coming up. I don't know what the holdup is, but essentially we know some partnership between film and a large TV manufacturer to have the actual Gala film player embedded, as an app in the TVs. Really hoping it's like Samsung or a Sony. That would be fantastic.
That will change the game in my mind. When you can just go to your TV and just navigate with the little arrows and boom, 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 boom. That's a game changer, man.
Yeah, and I think that's part of what's holding them back too. Is you have to go to their website to watch anything right now. So having the app being able to be just like a Netflix app and boom, boom, play, that could bring in a lot of viewers, and that's what I need to get paid is viewers.
Yeah, and just for everybody, Jimmy's been in Gala for years now and staying up with that project and investing in that project, and so we're about to hit 2025, which is can be somewhat of a payday after all the laborious effort and energy and time learning this, learning that, getting the NFTs. There's a lot to the anxiety
of the project itself.
Yeah, right. Like when Jason left, when people left, you spend a lot of time in it, and you just don't know what that means. But he stuck with it, man. And I think you're gonna have a good payday, man. I think you're gonna have a good payday, 2025.
Well, I bet on the right side of the house. When I really looked at the whole ecosystem, I like the idea of music. Kind of missed the boat on getting one of those nodes. But I thought, of everything, I thought film was something unique, and if you get the right creators, making the right kinds of content, man, sky's the limit. It becomes a next level YouTube kind of thing, for people that can have studio quality productions,
My RMT says Gala is Jimmy's middle name.
I feel like it.
I got a question for the team over there. Are you guys looking to buy anything? As we dip, is there something that you might have missed out on? I know exactly what I already started DCAing in there, and it's Aerodrome. I feel like I missed on that one, and I've been starting to stack up on that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Turbo's a good one. Aerodrome is a good one. And I know a trader that this is his macro philosophy, and this guy's worth. We might even have him on sometime, but he's hundreds of millions of dollars, and so He his whole strategy, and I found it fascinating. So he goes 4 year to 4 year, basically his macro strategy. He trades in between there, but his general macro philosophy and strategy is he goes into the bear and he buys the projects that he's researched and he feels are going to be good, and he puts like $10,000 over 200 projects. And what he basically, well, what he basically says is, you know, that some of those are going to go to zero, some of those are not going to play out, and he said even if it's half that goes to zero, and this is what he's been doing. So like this is tested through his own years of being in crypto, and I think he's in like 2013, I think somewhere around there is when he got in. But he's like, I place these bets on the projects that he's researched and he feels are going to be the good winners. And he placed $10,000 bets across the board on 200 projects. And he says the ones that hit, any of those losses that he incurred from the projects he bet on that did not do well, it's just not even close. It's like, that's just waste. That's just dust. That's just dust, because the projects that do well is where he makes all of his money in it. I thought, wow, that's a large macro investment strategy that's paid off for him. And because a lot of people, it's kind of like in trading, if you set your stop loss, you take a small loss, but when you do hit on a good trade, you got a bigger win. So if you made $500, but you lost $200 twice, hey, you're still doing really, really good, right? But he's kind of taken that approach to a whole new extreme. So you don't have that kind of money, that's great, but that strategy, say you have $2,000, right? And so you take that strategy and you make those $50 bets or $25 bets, you're going to have the same outcome, different dollar amounts, same percentages. And I thought, wow, it's something I'm pondering for the next bear. Is like all of the work is in the research of those projects, and then you place your bet on those projects. So like in Jimmy's case, he did that work up front with Gala, and he said, I believe in this. I believe in this side of the project. I'm gonna put some capital into this, and we'll all see how that plays out. But I think it's going to play out fantastically well for you, Jimmy. And of course, you know, I have a couple 100,000 Gala coins too. I vested, I don't know, cent and a half. I think if I averaged it out, it's probably a cent and a half Gala. So we'll see. But I just wanted to bring that up because I thought, man, this guy knows what he's doing. He's certainly been in the space a long time, and he made a lot of money in his strategy. So I wanted to share that too, because I found that interesting. What do you think about that, Polio?
No, I think that's a crazy sweep to handle. I have the same strategy, and I did that before, but it's just too much to handle for me. So I shrunk it down to, I have like 3 sections. I have my committed, and then I have like my degens that I buy on spot, and I'll put like $1,000, 200 in each, you know, and it's just one of them hits. I mean, honey, I was mining it, but then I bought, you know, a bunch when it was at a penny, and it hit 27 cents. So you know what I'm saying? Like, and I sold it at 20 cents, but still, you know, it was like a spread of coins that, you know, you take a risk on, you know, but I hate having too many, because then you have them in different wallets and stuff like that, and it just becomes like logistical nightmare for me. Like this year I'm taking off a lot of wallets. I'm going to stick to 4 wallets, and I'm not going to have like a giant spread of tokens, because personally, just for me, I can't handle it. It's too much to handle. It's too much to follow. You forget. It's just, like I said, it's kind of a pain for me.
Yeah, it didn't sound like he really went back after 200 coins or bets that'd be tough to keep up with. But it sounds more like he sets them and forgets them, you know, because in the bottom of the bear, you know, you have 16 months or so that, you know, so it sounds like he just sets them and pretty much forgets them. He hears some news on one, he goes back to it, checks it out.
Even if a quarter of those 200 coins take off, I mean, like we could put up crypto bubbles and look at some coins of 10,000. Imagine if you would have bought in Bonk, Pepe, all these memes, like 20 of them, just Bonk and Pepe would have paid the bills.
Yeah.
So I understand the strategy. Personally, for me, it's just because sometimes you have to hold them in wallets because they're not on exchanges yet. I have Gala in a Hero wallet, and I can't even. I haven't been able to access it. So
Jason does it too, but he'll just buy on exchanges. So he'll do a stream once a year or something like that, maybe twice a year, where he'll take 15 grand and he'll buy 15 different coins, and he'll just and they're mostly on exchanges, MEXC or Coinbase or whatever he's using that day, Blowfin or Bybit or whatever it may be. So, and he does it, and that's just like you guys say, if one goes to zero, he doesn't care. He talks about the ones that do a 15, 20, 30x.
Speaking of hits, for Christmas, and what we're preparing to do for the bear market and all that kind of good stuff, and all goes hand in hand. My son pulled a numbered card out of a pack that I got for Christmas. It is, a Brett Favre numbered 10 of 10. That is a $500 card right there.
Wow. It's a $5 what? What'd you say?
$500 card.
Sell it. Sell it and buy more Gala, Jimmy.
So what did Jimmy Jim do?
Yeah, my little brother does card sales on TikTok.
8 and spent another about $4,000 on sports cards over the last couple of days. See if I can pull a couple more of these bad boys.
Wow.
I think as well, getting back to Billy's story about kind of the spray and pray thing. Obviously, if you have big capital, yes, that's good. But lower capital investors, I would probably class myself as one as well. The best thing to do is concentration. So I have about 12 or 13 spot coins only now. But I've got enough capital in each. And also as well, none of them are going to be rugs, really, apart from some of the meme coins. So yes, it's good to diversify, but also as well, depending on your capital kind of amount that you can invest or kind of also willing to lose, that also determines how many coins you should be purchasing. Kind of, this is just my wisdom, kind of what I did last run as well. Last run I had 8 coins. That's it. I did a 14x on 8 coins, all not big money or whatever it is, but this cycle now, I've already done a 7 to 8x on most of the stuff that I've bought, and we're not even at the peak yet. And that's also on limited coins, right? So obviously, if you have a lot of money to risk, then yeah, spray and pray. But also as well, this market cycle now has been a bit different with all the narratives. So you kind of got to piggyback and get on the train with the narratives quite quickly for the newer coins and newer projects that are coming out. So obviously we have all these AI agents. We've had some memes run. We have obviously all these new things coming out. We have Deepen and kind of new projects. Obviously RWA like Pendle and Ondo came out, or kind of have hit the ground running quite well with kind of the investment from BlackRock. So for me personally, I generally never go more than like 10 to 20, or kind of I don't plan to go more than 10 to 20. Personally, what I'm looking at now is a few meme coins. I've got Brett, I've got Bert, Chill Guy, and a few other small memes at the moment. And then also as well, obviously, I'll still be looking to stack Ondo and Pendle, RWA plays, or Deepen. And then, yeah, just kind of as stuff becomes apparent that it's going to run, then I might just hop on the train, kind of do a few grand spot trade or whatever it is. So you just got to kind of, for me, I've become more savvy in the sense that I'm learning better to spot the trends and to kind of jump on the trains rather than spray and pray. and kind of hope that one hits in rather than lose, rather just get on something and win something. I think
Well,
that's been my savvy kind of
yeah,
my thought process and kind of what I've done this run.
and
It's kind of just an adaptation of what I did last run, but obviously adding more coins that kind of following the trends.
yeah, I do subscribe to the, like back in the day when in the 80s, when you go to get your securities license and be a securities advisor, licensed security advisor, they really teach you a lot about diversification and dollar cost averaging, and they do teach you to protect your investment. But I would also say now, at my time in life now, I think that's all part of the boomer training, that they have to say for their own protection. Because when I talk to, the multimillionaire friends that I have around in my life, and they all concentrated their money in a singular purpose. So, for instance, they made millions because they concentrated not in diversifying, but into a singular purpose. So we're all being taught on the onset, when you're young, you don't have a lot of money, to spread it out and diversify. Because if one goes bad, then you got the other, right? That's pretty much what we're taught still today. But when you really listen to the people that have been successful in life and made a lot of money, a lot of it is they put a singular focus on it. Now, whether that's in a singular stock or a singular piece of property or a singular business, but if you break that all down, they had a singular focus, and they made tons of money by taking their time, effort, energy, and putting it and dedicating it to that. Now, we're not taught that, but I would tell you from this run here, I stacked Bitcoin last in the bear, and without even doing anything other than stacking it in a singular focus kind of way there, with the goal of just trying to own more Bitcoin, right? Like everybody else. It's like I got 7X and I didn't even have to do anything, right? So I'm looking at it. It's kind of a takeaway for this cycle. I'm looking at this and saying, hey, it really did work. It really did work. And so to your point, DDT, is like, yeah, if you can really diversify so much that you don't get as much of the gains that you should, because you protected your investment, but you diversified. And so to each his own, everyone's different, but my piece on that would be, yeah, man, I think you have to, like a Bitcoin or an Ethereum, if you really just hold it and just stack as much as you can of that, you're going to be where you want to go. You're going to get to where you want to go. So it's interesting. Everybody has their own opinion, but that's very interesting.
They say 0.1 Bitcoin will change your life is what some of the influencers are saying. 0.1
Was it what
Bitcoin.
Saylor says? Saylor says everyone should hold with 0.1 Bitcoin. I think it was him.
And I'm hoping 0.02 Bitcoin to change my life.
0.00568.
Well, look, guys, we are hitting the top of the hour at 7 p.m. here, Eastern Standard Time. So let's go around the horn, wrap up, and see what's on everybody's mind, and do some closing. Dave, what you got? How you want to wrap us up here, man? What you got in your mind that you want to share with the group?
Well, I do want to answer Polio earlier. He said, is there anything that I'm looking at? And I am looking at virtuals. I'm looking at Luna. I'm looking at AIXBT. And I'm looking at, let me see what the name is. Zerebro. I'm looking at all of those. And I'm probably going to put some of the Pepe money into those.
Redman?
To see what happens.
Yeah. So I was fortunate enough to listen a couple months ago and got into all those ones that Dave was talking about, and have done pretty good with those. I'm not going to round trip them once I feel like we're gonna go off the cliff. I'm gonna take my profits and get out, but I don't think that's anytime soon. I think 2025 will be a good year for AI agents, and I'm just wishing you all the best, no matter what crypto you were in. They all have their advantages somewhere, and they will all go up at some point. So I don't prescribe to the my crypto is better than yours complex. I think crypto in general is going to help further the human race in the end. So
Amen, brother. Jim.
I'm just going to sit and wait and watch. I think the next couple of weeks are going to be pretty telling. Hopefully, we're going to be creeping up on a little Trump hype of inauguration, and hopefully that'll get things going back in the right direction.
Yes.
Yeah. Polio.
I mean, like I said, sitting and waiting. Although while we were talking, I heard a little click. I had a scalp plan on goat, which just would hit. I'm about to get out of it, but I've been trading goat for a while, Billy. And dude, that 40 cents, man, I mean, 39 cents is my entry on that sucker. So, and I'm about to get out of it, but yeah, I mean, that's the one that when I have a big buy on spot at 37 cents. Hopefully it hits there.
Yep. DDT, any final words?
Yeah, not much. Just everyone, if you are going to celebrate New Year's, be safe. Also, as well, just enjoy time with family while we kind of got this time off. Or if you do have time off, yeah, not much. I'm hoping, like others, obviously for the drop, kind of buy a few more coins and obviously get a few more trades in. But yeah, for the most part, I'm looking at AI agents and then obviously RWA and Deepin are probably my major kind of zones of interest or kind of narratives of interest, and then obviously some meme coins just to fill the bags a little bit. But then yeah, that's basically all I'm kind of looking at for the most part. Yeah, so relatively chilled. Have limits set, and then obviously when the limits hit, then you kind of reassess. Kind of as if you need to set more or if you're happy with those buys. So just see what happens over the next few weeks. Generally, I'm just thinking we do move down first before up. Generally, back testing as well. I was saying earlier that first week of January is generally a little bit bearish. So kind of with this price action currently happening now, I would probably presume we still move a little bit lower. So, and then, yeah, reassess kind of closer towards the Trump inauguration, which I would predict is probably going to push us up. And then obviously we'll get maybe another little solid news. But that's my view, consensus, what I'm looking at, what I'm doing. Just probably relaxing. I'm still on holiday for another 8 days. So sit at home, spend time with my son, spend time with my wife when she's not working.
Yep.
Do family things.
Yeah, and a reminder too that the bull run doesn't last forever, y'all. We think that it's going to last forever, and then it's over. So just take your money, get your money in and out. Obviously leave your moon bag, but pay yourself, especially if it's significant.
Yeah, thanks DDT for bringing the charts today. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
we'll be around as well. This is the thing as well. Like a lot of us have wisdom and probably have been through a cycle. I know I've been through one. That's not like the best, whatever you call it, kind of experience. But for the most part, reading the charts, a lot of us have a lot of experience. So if there are new people in the kind of their first cycle and stuff like that, we'll be hand holding. Well, that's kind of been my goal this run as well. It's kind of help people not make the same mistakes that we did, right? So kind of coach them through this.
Yeah, because every cycle you get I wish I would have known then what I know now. Well, now you know it. So act on it this time.
Yeah. Don't round trip ETH again thinking it's going to go to 12K.
It hurts. It hurts when you round trip, guys. So this is the last industry you want to be greedy in. Take profit, you'll sleep better. Don't hold on forever.
Amen.
It's not your money if it's not in your account.
Yep. So you fortunately most of the people here know about the 4-year cycle. Have a plan, have on your spot bags, have take profit levels. That's what I did. That's what I'm doing right now. I didn't do this before, but on all my spot bags right now, I am setting up levels and take profits. So I'm gonna set it and not worry about it. so that way I can't be affected by greed.
Yep.
That's it from the pollo.
Yeah. Well, guys, so thank you all for your input. Chat, thank you. We appreciate all you guys stopping in. Remember, we're not going to be on Tuesday, at least anything scheduled on the X Space, just because of New Year's. And now that doesn't mean that Jimmy Jim doesn't decide to open up a channel and do some Billy Goat Tales After Dark type of thing. We have some great plans for 2025. One of the meetings today was our business planning meeting. We have some really good things on the table for 2025. We're excited about that. Want to thank all of you guys for popping in. We appreciate you. Please like and subscribe, share this out. We appreciate all the family, all the love you guys give. Givers gain. We appreciate you so much. And with that, Billy Goat Tales out.